Okay. And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire. This is the second part of the fourth stream of this run. We're going on to round 55 as Solus State. We get a little 100 infantry over the end turn, and we have 4 decisions awaiting us. I probably do want to lower democracy. I don't really want to get more unrest, but yeah, we'll lower the democracy.
Roger that.
Number of victory points. Number of hexes on which we have recon. We're gonna do the recon one.
Yes,
Hopefully
sir.
we get the recon one. Recon one is likely to fail, but minor worker strike. Yeah, we're gonna pay off to mitigate that problem. We demand the release of a spy. So they're gonna give us autocracy. So I can get. So it's the choice between mind, heart, and a degree of autocracy, or I could execute the spy, which is Bismarck, which we really don't want to do. This is not the person we're actually currently in diplomatic contact with. This is one of the other majors. For the moment, I'm going to accept their offer. So we're going to take the BP. I think we're going to get from it. Or, no, this is probably political power. We'll take the mind, and we don't want the autocracy. We'll take the autocracy.
Yes, sir.
We got the bad roll where the fear actually caused morale or happiness decrease. So we took 10 from the fear, and we had high danger, so that's another 3. We didn't get any good rolls as far as bonuses. We actually went down 13, which is pretty bad. And arrest is up, and danger is about where it is. Fear is slowly declining, and the private people have decided, you know what we need? We need a metal mine. They might not be wrong. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of... Sometimes you wish you could force march in this game like you can in Siege Command. A few there. Okay, so we've got them encircled. I don't think we're going to attack them this turn. We might attack them next turn. I think that's because I want to garrison the hex with the metal mine, so the metal mine doesn't get taken. And then next turn, we can probably swap these two, so I can put the HQ back. The HQ obviously has shortage of troops in it, so we don't really want to get attacked with the robots. And Twitch chat saying that's not a bad thing. Can you just buy it off of them when they complete it? Yeah, we can nationalize them. I think we could even nationalize it now. No, they gotta at least finish it first. Private asset in construction cannot be nationalized. Okay. Same sort of thing with the factory. We could, in theory, I think, nationalize the factory. No, it won't let us nationalize the light industry. I think it used to let you nationalize the light industry. That's probably what I'm remembering. But yeah, so if we wanted that mine later, we could take that mine off of them. In a way, right now, them owning it is probably better than us owning it. Private metal will drive down the price of metal on the market. They'll provide us with the metal. They'll actually provide us with credits. And if we want it later, then we can nationalize it later. So that. I definitely didn't want one out in the middle of nowhere that I owned, because then I'd be driving up danger. Oh, let's get our zoo project in.
Copy that.
It'll help a little bit with keeping them happy. Silver retirement. Don't really got the credits for that. That's an HR card we can use to get rid of some of the worse offending staff members. Okay, I'm gonna wait one more turn, and then we're gonna start on the beer gunning asset. Hiring is continuing. I should at this point have enough workers that we're not going to be penalized building the upgraded asset? Yeah. So that's an extra... Yeah, we wouldn't be suffering a penalty here construction-wise. We'd have the workers for the construction. We'd still be a little bit short operating the upgraded office. And there's the organic furnace. I don't know if turning it down mitigates the rate that it damages the forests. And because I'm not going to do any firing right now, we're not going to turn anything down. Okay. And of course, I actually got, because I just bought something, we just got a nice revenue increase, one-off revenue increase because we have sales tax. So we actually made money that turn. Any other cards besides the zoo that I want to play? Anything that's a no. Cycle turn? Yeah, it would have been nice if they waited a couple turns, so that we could properly secure the hex. I suppose they also bought a bit of road. They bought 2 X's of road, which is not too bad. Yeah, would have probably paid off a little bit better if they waited until we'd actually secured the location. Kind of having to panic redeploy troops to get the location secured. only tangentially related to the game. I know that's supposed to be an eagle in the middle of that flag, but for some reason it's giving me vibes of the pan from Dominions 5. Looks a little bit too much like the pan antler guy holding up things. Don't know why that's mixing in my brain, but it is. Okay, so that's the robots. Not a concern. That's why we're holding a tight picket. We held against the bipedal nomad cavalry, and I was hoping that wouldn't happen. We went ahead and lost that hex. So the slavers didn't quite respect my territorial borders as much as I would have liked. See if we can grab that hex quickly back. The slavers have a bad habit of enslaving free folk, so that population may disappear if we don't try to acquire it again. We have 4 decisions on round 56. Yeah, they're gone already. Okay, well, we lost the hex. Other than the free folk that were in the hex, there wasn't really anything there anyway, so. Unrest is going down 6 points. Danger is increased due to the presence of stuff near hex because, you know, stuff going on near this hex, yes. Although we did get some happiness up. Due to happiness bonus, luxury products. Our civilians are surprisingly rich, all things considered. Okay. Decision-wise, you want us to participate. So I either want to go stress the need for efficiency or research here. Where's our merit? Okay, I'm gonna go the research one here. Give them a little bit more mind on the corporation settings. This affects some of the cards they'll give you if they're heavy. It's fine, we'll leave this as is.
Yes, sir.
Riots in York. CEO has an emergency. So we're gonna have political power to mitigate the emergency, so we don't get more damage that way. I'm gonna have to sell some resources to afford paying off the riot. Because otherwise I got a 52% chance to calm them down by just talking to them. That's a little bit too plus minus, so I'm gonna just take the democracy route. We need at least 200 credits. So let's sell off 100 rare earth. That'll get us about 400.
Wilco.
Because that means I can afford to give them the credits to appease them. Calms that problem down for the moment. And then at the current rate, I should have enough metal to get the bureaucratic offices going at full speed. So let's build that. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a gamble here that we can get these guys to surrender.
Going in.
With a low cost.
Mission success.
There we go. So we removed the hex of troops at the cost of 2 subunits. One of which was arguably an irreplaceable militia unit, but is what it is. And this is done, so this should start supplying metal. It says 75. That's before applying the ease of mining effect. I think this is minus 10%, might be minus 20%. So it's going to give us like 60 something, and then the governor applies a roll, which will be positive as well. Governor right now, for example, for the powers, we're writing 22% bonus. So there's going to be some minuses and some positives applied. But we should be getting some decent metal. Cards. We did have contact. They have contact with us, not us. Them with us. So I can't do that. I was going to try opening contact with the people that talk to us earlier. Is it fear or danger? Slavers knowing that can be dealt with fairly soon, considering the fear they're causing. So hostile enemies within a certain number of or hexes of your assets cause danger. Using the autocracy options to deal with the bad events causes fear. So we have both danger and fear. We've got fear here. This is from us having to, I think, actually put the independence riots down. Our one and only city was trying to declare independence, and that can't be accepted. Danger. I think the danger here is actually caused by the robots being close to the metal mine. Though I think there's a little bit from the mutants. I don't think the slavers are causing any, because the slavers are up at 100 opinion. And then we haven't rest because of some event decisions we've taken. Yeah, so loyalty should be stable for a turn. That's good to see. Hopefully that goes up. Okay, so I think we're in a good place to cycle the turn. And as we get more troops, we probably want to try to build up a buffer area around the metal mine. Oh, that's well. I'm not even 100% sure the slavers aren't doing it as well, because the slavers are up there as well. I just don't think I don't think it's those slavers. But yeah, I understand getting confused. We're not interacting much with the mutants anyway, so it's believable that it's believable to get those confused. And possibly once we get our border secure, we might move against the mutants as well. The mutants have technically declared war on us. They're not... Out of the three factions we're at war with, the mutants are probably the weakest. One of the reasons we're going south, I'll scroll down, is we know we've got a major down here. And ideally, we probably want to meet their border to minimize their expansion towards us as soon as possible. Which is the one reason we're focusing south. Usually resources allowing, you want to go in all directions. Because that gets you the most expansion you can get for the logistics that you supply. Twitch chat is asking, have I tried EU5 yet? I have not. As I went away on a break with the family for a while, and the last time I bought games was during, I think it was the autumn sale that was going on at the time, before I went away on break. So I haven't picked up EU5 yet, because I just haven't picked up any new games since we've been back. Trying to not spend all my monies. Partially because I've got between jobs at the moment, so try not to spend money when I don't have any revenue. Right, it's a good way to function. But right now, my list of games that I'm probably the most interested in picking up is EU5 and Surviving Mars, because the remake of Surviving Mars has come out. So in theory, until May the 10th, if you've got the old Surviving Mars, you get a $20 discount on the new one. So one or both of those games are probably going to be the next thing I buy the next time we buy games. Yeah, and as Twitch says, fair enough. That's not cheap, right? So it's something I probably will pick up. Probably the first time I play it, I will probably play it on stream. So you'll have an idea if you're following the stream schedule when I pick it up, because I'll probably pick it up like a day or two before I plan to stream it. download it, check, make sure that it's not making the computer explode, and then the very first real run of it will be probably done on stream. But yeah, at the moment I've got a backlog of things I want to play through. I want to play through another run of Terra Invicta. We had a tie on the vote for Shadow Empire run, so I think we're going to probably do two runs of Shadow Empire back to back. Before I went on vacation, I did pick up more DLC for Victoria 3, so we're going to do some Victoria 3. Got like 3 or 4 runs that I probably want to do on Victoria 3. Picked up DLC for Old World. I think it's Old World. Which is sort of a civ-like game. So we're probably gonna run it on that as well. Probably a bit more of a militarist run on that. So yeah, got lots of things in the pipeline to do. Oh, I noticed last night I've done Never Second in Rome before on the channel, which is technically an early access. I think the final game is going to be something like 20 chapters. The first time we played it, we played the first 10. And since then, they've released another 5 chapters, so we're probably going to give that another swing. So, lots of interesting games coming up in the future. And EU5 is in the pipeline at some point, but I haven't picked it up yet because I haven't figured out exactly when we're going to start. And I'm definitely... When I know it's a game that I probably want to pick up, I try to resist picking it up right until I know I'm going to play it, so in case it goes on sale, you can pick it up on sale. So here we are, Solo State, round 57. We have 4 decisions awaiting us for this turn. Roaming Thieves, so that's going to be an event roll. We have completed Solar Energy. Okay. I don't really get the bureaucratic points to support any of these, so I'm going to do none for the moment. Bundle design, yeah, focus on design. Ammunition factory, volcanic energy tapping. We're going to do volcanic energy tapping.
Order received.
It might technically be smarter to do the other one first, so we can start getting deeper into the tech tree, but we're going to do the volcanic energy tapping. Roaming Thieves. If you got the political power on this sort of event, always take yes, we give full support. You'll notice the die roll here is 50 higher if you press the first option, and that'll be the difference between casually passing the check and failing a lot of times, because that's an ambitious... what's about ambitious if... yeah. We're going to roll this. Plus 50 here is basically the difference between like a critical fail and a fail, or a fail and a success, or a success and a... Selecting volcanic over ammo is ambitious. Yeah, it's a bit ambitious. It means we're going to have to do a little bit more military tech stuff to get out of the base set of techs.
Copy that.
Okay, we rolled a success here, so we took some damage, but it was just a little bit of damage. Mostly actually losses to the private sector. Nope, we got the minus 13 from fear again, which is why the happiness is down. There's probably a slaver in that hex. I'm gonna guess. The mine is providing... Well, that's a big bonus. It's supposed to provide 75 metal. We're getting 154 out of it. So yeah, that's a big bonus. So yeah, the ease of mining is a minus 10. Tech formula is giving us 63%. Oh, because of the private bonus. I'm of course forgetting about the private bonus. And the governor is modifying by 41 due to relations and a mining skill bonus. Okay. So with that, what is our turnover return deficit? So about 120, probably want another 200 in the bank for emergency expenditures. So that'll be like, sell 100 of fuel, which will be more than we need for that.
We'll go.
There we go. Got enough credits that we should be able to pay everyone. No delays in the bureaucratic office. We're likely to suffer a delay next turn, I'm thinking, because we don't have 200 metal in the bank. Although, that should be in the stockpile. Yeah, the production stockpile. So when it asks for 200 metal next turn, it should actually just take from the stockpile. So it should actually finish with no delays. And if it finishes with no delays, we will complete the demand. We've got 6 turns to finish the bureaucratic office. It should finish next turn. It may finish the turn after next. At which point we'll call up the governor here and tell the governor that he can set it back from hire till to hire until everyone's employed, or until the job requirement is met. And yeah, selecting the volcanic over ammo is probably a bit ambitious. Well, I suppose I could look at the tech tree, but because we need to research 4 things to get out of basic tech before we can start discovering things outside of it. And of course, volcanic is not in basic tech, so it doesn't count towards those 4. Although we got 2 of the military ones we want, and we're working on the second military one, so we're really only delaying by a tech. In a way, I think it probably gives us a good or a better opportunity to discover advanced machine guns and high-velocity guns, which are the things you put on tanks to make them anti-tank, or anti-tank guns in particular, or high-velocity guns. And advanced machine guns you need for, well, all the advanced machine guns. I believe it's the prerequisite for all the advanced machine guns. So when you're researching Gauss and charge Gauss, if you don't have advanced machine guns, you don't get the machine gun variants of those. You need advanced machine guns and Gauss or charge Gauss to get the Gauss or charge Gauss version of the machine gun. So we are definitely going to want advanced machine guns as well. So we only need 4 techs from basic techs, but we're going to want more. We're going to want sealed roads, solar we've already got, and ammo, which we could be researching. Although we definitely don't have the industry to use the ammo yet, which is why I'm procrastinating on it. And then military side, we probably want the big 4. We want automatic rifles, which is what we're working on, patent virus, which we just completed, high velocity guns for the big kinetic guns, like anti-tank weapons, and well, I probably won't put it on the small and light tanks, but on the medium tanks and the heavy tanks, we might do the high velocity ones. And then advanced machine guns. We only need to research 4 of those, but as you can see from that list, that's a list of like 7 things. So it's tempting to research far more than we need anyway. Okay, coming up on our turn. We've had 3 units next to that hex owned by the slavers, so there is a chance that if there's no slavers, then hex might just flip to us. And if it flips to us, we know it's empty. We'll find out. Round 58, we got 4 decisions. And we can tell immediately that our Bureaucrat asset did complete, because we've got all 3 levels of BP assets required by the demand. And we've discovered the light tank. So I would like to do some development in the light tank. We'll actually start thinking about that by starting a blueprint. So, new blueprint, the light tank design number 1. For what we want, I assume that the armor on what we're going to be shooting up is at least 25 millimeters, so we want 25 or bigger. It might be as high as 50, so we probably do want to go all the way up to the 60 millimeter howitzer, which means we need the bigger engine. We're going to want at least 25 millimeter of armor. We probably want to go as high as the 50, although we're seeing the AP costs there. They mean that working in the forest, we need to compromise with the 25. So we'll probably start with the 25 millimeter one. We may later on come back here and upgrade the design with 50 millimeter. Brand new light tank design. You're offering to buy our IP. I'm not planning on building anything right now, so buy away. We got 984 credits. Expansion corals. I'm going to take the relation decrease to encourage them to move towards commerce, because that will bring them into agreement with us. Now the question here is how much do you want to spend on this bid? I'm going to be a little greedy. We just got about 900-ish credits from them. I'm going to spend 1,000.
Order received.
If we lose the bid, we'll get that back. We won't actually know who got in second place, I suppose. Do I take the risk? I'm going to take the risk. The hex is in fact empty. Okay. So the risk there was the hex wasn't empty, so I'd be starting a fight. The hex is empty. Can I raise a... yes. Okay. Unrest is going down. We're down to 8. Danger is going down. Down to 3. Drop, or down to 8 on that as well. Dropped by 3. If we were getting unrest from mutants up here, the mutants apparently moved out of those hexes. Average the tear. Okay, it's not aligned back there. So yeah, once we think we can go in 2 directions, we probably want to go up through the mutants as well. And these guys are coming up. Okay, so we might not get down. There was a couple of colonist assets down here we'd like. We might not get there in time. Lose the opportunity. So hopefully that continues to improve. We didn't get hit with the fear this turn. And fear is declining. It's declining one a turn at this point, so it's going to take 8 turns to go away completely. Okay. To raise the opinion of the cabinet, let's do a cabinet retreat.
Sir, yes, sir.
41 more XP for all the cabinet. as well as up to 3 relations improvement. In Twitch chat saying that's a decent recovery where it was 10 to 20 turns ago. Yeah. We'd still like the happiness to be a little bit better. But the unrest and the danger is coming down. And these do come down inversely to how high they are. So the higher they are, the quicker they come down. So that don't worry necessarily about acute one-off bad times on them. It's sometimes hard to get rid of the last couple of wins. Last couple of wins are the hard ones to get rid of. Petrol's improving, metal's improving. That metal mine is blowing us out of the park with the metal outcome. I might intentionally leave that unpurchased because it's just working. It's working well. Because the robots are probably further back as well. Yeah, okay. Yep, so I think that's what we're gonna do for the turn. Victory overview. We're still in 9th. In fact, basically 10th and 11th dead. So there's basically, at this point, there's basically only 9 majors left. 2 of them are basically died. We don't exactly know what 2, but they basically be dead. Oh, and it's a good thing I'm checking. We have another unknown deposit type. 50 is obviously easier than 75.
Order received.
Critical success. We found a radioactive deposit in York. I'm questioning where, but we found it somewhere. It's presumably under our troops somewhere. I can always look. Well, I can always use this as a quick way to check. York there. Oh, it just hasn't updated the hex with the radioactive deposit check or the marker yet. So we haven't cycled the turn. Oh, and that's a lot of radioactives. Okay, well, when it comes time to make the bomb, we'll be able to make bombs. Agreed. Just nationalize the metal when you need it. Yeah, and that's most likely oil, I suspect. And then we find it. It's like, oh no, it's very much not oil. We've found something. It's energy dense like oil. It's just not. It's not the black gold. It's the uranium orange gold apparently. Let's cycle the turn. Well, I suppose if the game goes long enough, we've got a win condition there, which is make the bomb. Okay, should be coming up on us soon. So let's state round 59. We have 4 decisions. And we've completed automatic rifle. So as soon as we're done developing that light tank, we're gonna go redesign our infantry. And we did win the bid, so we now have 2 of their shares. I think military you want to put on discover focus. Yeah, we can now discover what we want, which is the high velocity gun and the high speed machine guns. But we haven't discovered them. I'm going to pass on the gas powered. Swing that way.
Roger that.
Well, I'm saying I'm passing on the gas powered. We're gonna set it to research gas powered while we're trying to discover stuff. We're just only getting 20% of the budget to do that. You're asking for help, so we give you 201 credits, and we get merit in commerce, which is the direction we're going anyway, so that works for us. And metal is rising, industry is rising, everything's going up. Well, everything we make is going up. Yeah, before I forget, we don't need all the workers. We can call you up. Zone orders. We're going to swap back from recruit to fixed amount to recruit if shortage. Set that back to 0. Fire if surplus.
Copy that.
Here we go. Happiness is rising, although not very quickly because of danger and quality of life. Rest is going down 3 points every turn. It might actually keep going down to 3 points. So we might be free of unrest in 2 to 3 turns, I think. Danger is stable, so we've got something within 3 hexes of an asset. So it's either the slavers, or it's the mutants, or it's the robots down here. The fog of war. Then fear continues to decline. I think fear is going to go down 1 point every turn at this point, so we got 7 turns of fear. Which isn't guaranteed to give us unhappiness every turn, unlike danger and unrest. It has a chance. Although, when it goes off, it tends to be a bit worse, point per point. Double spy. Let's do double spy on the slavers to the northwest.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I think we're fine for the moment. Let's cycle the turn. If I need more money, we should actually be able to be exporting metal at a decent price at the moment, so that's good. Looking at the time, I'm going to make this the last end turn of this recording for YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, we will probably have another part up for you tomorrow. I am planning on recording at least 2, if not 3 more parts tonight. This upcoming break at the end of this end turn is going to be the tea break, because my cup of tea is basically empty and what's left is cold, so it's going to literally disappear as a gulp as soon as I stop speaking. And as promised, it has disappeared in a gulp as I stop speaking. So I'm going to make a new cup of tea between the parts here. So if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a part tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, this will be one of the longer breaks because I'm going to brew a pot of tea. Well, I'm going to boil a pot of water, and that's going to get poured on a tea bag, and then the tea bag is going to need like a minute or two to turn into a decent cup of tea. As far as this run is going, I think the run is definitely improving. We've got access to all the water we want. We've got access to decent metal for this point in the game. We've got access to radioactives, although we're not going to start mining that yet. We'd basically be mining it for export, which... question how valuable that is in the short run. Rare earth metals, you can always go deep... metal soil filtration for. But yeah, because we have a radioactive mine, that's not a far away radioactive mine. That's probably close enough we can get away with actually mining it for weapons use. So we might actually use some radioactive weapons this run. I usually don't. Granted, I usually don't because the radioactives I have access to are metal soil filtration radioactives. Which, if that's your only source, you're either doing nuclear power with it, or you're hoarding it for very late game bomb construction, usually. We haven't found a petrol well, but we know there's forests on this map, so there's likely to be petrol somewhere. And if there isn't, we can always resort to... we can always resort to the biofuel. Because we've got plenty of water and plenty of food on this planet. Although I think we gotta get up to the poles to get it cold enough to do outdoor farming. That's Zethro Commune, that's the guys down here. The Major, we actually know where they are. Although, knowing where they are and knowing enough about where they are to see what's going on is 2 different things. I think we're almost at the end of the end turn. We've seen the slavers move. Okay. Should just be doing the calculations for our turn at this point. So yeah, as I brought up earlier, we're over an hour here, so we're going to go ahead and put the part break in for YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow, as we're going to try to record at least 2 more parts, if not 3 more parts tonight. If you're watching on Twitch, I am going to go ahead and make a cup of tea during this break, so it'll be a slightly longer break than normal. And then we will be back with the next part, which is the recording of round 60, where we have 2 decisions to make. So until next time, whether that be the next part in the next stream, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And bye for now.